Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be checking out AtlasVPN and doing an updated review for 2022. Now this video is going to be honest, and we're going to be putting it on the VPN tier list.
But wait, Tom, why should we listen to you? You're just some random guy on the internet, right? Wrong. I'm not just some random guy. I'm the guy who created the first VPN tier list. Now, I've pretty much created every single VPN out there, and this is something no one else has ever done. I've been doing this for around 5 years now, and I've probably spent thousands of hours of reviewing VPNs. And that means these reviews are the most accurate on the internet, bar none.
So guys, first up with AtlasVPN, they did want me to take a look at their VPN to do an updated review, and I thought about it. And I said, hey guys, send me a paid account and I'll check it out, so that way I don't have to spend money to review your service. And it's pretty common with VPNs. A lot of times for the VPNs I do recommend, I actually do have paid accounts and I pay them myself. I just bought a 3-year plan with TorGuard with my own money, not with TorGuard's paid giving service or anything like that. So it just goes to show you the products I recommend I actually use and buy. Now that AtlasVPN, that's not the case. I haven't used it for quite some time, so I was looking forward to getting that free account. And I haven't heard an email for 10 days. So that's a little odd. And then I was kind of looking at some feedback about the product. And I saw this guy's video. Someone left a comment. It's called My Experience with AtlasVPN. And this guy's video is essentially, he made an ad for the company. And they didn't pay him for a really long time. And he was very upset about it. It seems like they said they will end up paying him on Monday, though. So, kind of interesting. Going into it, though, another thing I did want to mention is it does look like AtlasVPN has been acquired by NordVPN. I didn't really hear about this, and I always kind of expected there's some kind of connection between the brands, and it looks like I was right. So NordVPN now owns AtlasVPN and is under their network. I'm not really sure how that's going to affect the product or anything like that, but there you go. So going into it, guys, let's check out AtlasVPN. You know, how does it done in terms of pricing? Well, it has a countdown clock timer, which I'm not a huge fan of. NordVPN loves these. AtlasVPN seems to love these now as well, and I don't think it's consumer friendly, especially when these countdown clock timers aren't real. They're just cookie-based timers, and they reset all the time and give customers an incentive to purchase quicker, even when this sale goes on forever. But going into, you know, the more normal page, because this isn't even on the website, it is more of like something you get from the application to upgrade from the free model. So the paid model is more around $10 a month. You could get this deal as well, which is similar to how NordVPN does it for 3 months free. And there's also an asterisk here for the first 3 years. And I'm assuming that asterisk does mean that the renewal price will be more expensive. And this is also how Nord does it. So it seems it's going to be cheaper than Nord, though. Nord is around $100 per year after the term. And this one is going to be around $50 rounded up for after that. So $50 for the first 3 years and then $50 every year after that. 1 year is around $30 and $10 for 1 month. So overall, how do they do in terms of pricing here? We also seem to have unlimited device support, which is nice. So guys, we're going to be putting into this pricing area, giving it points for each section, and each category gets 1.11 points. So they don't get a point here because it's $10, more expensive than $9.50. 6 months, I do not believe they had a plan, right? Nope, just 1 year for $30, which is going to get a point though. So we have 0, 0, 0 there. 2 years, I don't think they have a 2-year plan either, so we're not getting points there. 3 years, they do get a point since it's only around $50, which is pretty good. 30-day refund, seems like they do have one according to them, although the support could be slow. I'll have to test it and see later on in the review. So they do get a point there. They get a 0 for timers because we did see timers to incentivize faster purchases, which I'm not a fan of. And they do have price increase, but they do have a price increase, so they don't get a point there. So overall, these are the points for the pricing model for Atlas. Not that great. Here's the better picture without my face blocking it. Yeah, so that's how pricing does. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the application. How does the application do? Well, it has some interesting things like tracker blocker. It doesn't say ad blocker though, so that's kind of interesting. It seems to block some kind of trackers. You can turn that on. It also has like a data breach monitor where you can enter in an email. So that's kind of similar to some other offerings. From Surfshark is paid though, VPN has one for free, which is nice on their website. And we do see the inclusion of some newer things like WireGuard. Besides that, though, this application is extremely bare bones, guys. There's not really many options here. Overall, guys, I'm not going to lie, AtlasVPN still has an extremely basic application, only doing the bare minimum. Has WireGuard and Fire Stick support and an interface, and that's about it. It's definitely limited, and if NordVPN actually wants to make this good, it's going to have a lot of work to do. However, that said, I do see this as their kind of freemium offering, and I don't see them offering the same kind of product that NordVPN does. But even NordVPN can't get a perfect score in they're missing out a couple things too, so think that as well. Let's go ahead and test out the speeds. All right, we're going to test out the speeds now. And with a good VPN provider, I could get around 800 to 900 megabits a second, megabits a second, and around 80 to 90 megabytes a second. So we are getting decent speeds here, maybe borrowing Nord server infrastructure, although we don't see the same amount of servers. And let's see what kind of speeds we can get. Like I said before, some of the fastest get at 80 to 90 megabytes a second. Anything above 50 is decent. Anything below that is on the slower side. So right now from Atlas, we're getting okay speeds around 57, 46, 65, which is pretty good. Still with WireGuard and a decent server network. I would have liked to see a closer server nearby, but even this, I'm getting decent speeds around 70. So not the fastest I've experienced, but 80 is pretty good. And overall, not that many complaints with the speeds actually. Not too bad. 80 is exactly pretty good. Around 80 to 90 is kind of the range that I like to look for. And it's a little bit slower than that, but not much. So overall, not that many complaints there. So we're going to give them a 5 out of 5 for speeds. Next up is the privacy audit section, and how do they do there? Well, we already know that NordVPN has acquired them, so they don't get any points there for not holding to the true ownership, whatever it was. I never really could find out that much information about it, and who knows who the original owners were. We don't have any history of data leaks yet with AtlasVPN, although we do kind of have some YouTubers kind of criticizing it in terms of, their public relations. That's something to think about. Complementary privacy services, sort of. We do have the data breach detection and stuff like that, which is kind of nice. So going into it, we didn't see any two-factor authentication. It's just kind of like email 2FA, which doesn't really count in my book. We need code-based authentication for the most security. Looking at it in terms of website trackers and stuff like that, we do see 3 ad trackers, 1 cookie, and Google Analytics use, which is kind of ironic because they do have that feature that prevents ad trackers, and they have ad trackers on their website, which is never a good look. We also see 3 trackers on Android as well. So they can't get good results in these areas. So no open source analytics, no passing the blacklight test, no passing the Exodus test, and logs collected. Let's go ahead and check that out. I will give them a point here, and 3 points here for this. So at least there's that. Overall though, guys, I can't really say this is a no logging policy. They do collect basic device information and basic application usage, as well as device identifiers. So overall, not no logs, I don't think. What I would consider no logs. We're going to have to test out the customer support and see if they can respond within 1 hour. So far in the privacy audit, though, we're pretty much done there, and it's not looking too hot. Really, the only points they get are for offering a little bit of complimentary services with data breach detection, as well as not really having any huge scandals in the past, but that also could be because this VPN just is pretty small and no one really is talking about it too much. So that's also something to think about. We're going to go ahead and test it with streaming to see if it works to unblock Braveheart, which is on the US version of Netflix. And as you can see, it does seem to be working, which is actually quite good. I did test it out with some of the other services as well, and everything seems to be hunky-dory in terms of streaming. So whether you're using Nord's solution or whatever, it does seem to be a decent streaming option. Alright guys, now all we have to do is test out the customer support and see if they respond in an hour. I'll be back in a little bit. So I'm going to send them an email asking them if they do support port forwarding to see if they respond. Let's go. It's now 3:27. I'll report back to you when they do respond.
Alright guys, we are now back. It has been around an hour and AtlasVPN has not responded, unfortunately. As you could see in this email, it was 1 hour ago. It is now 4:29 and no response has been given. In the comment, I might leave how long it took them to respond if I do remember. But let's go ahead and wrap up this review. How does AtlasVPN score in totality? Well, they're going to get around a 30.72. As we discussed in this review, pricing had a lot of issues. 1 month is kind of expensive. There's no 6-month plan. And some of the pricing mechanics here, I'm not a huge fan of. Application was also extremely basic, not showing that much improvements besides last time since I reviewed them, if any. Speeds are actually pretty good. No complaints there due to WireGuard probably. Privacy audit wasn't too good either. We didn't see a lot of privacy-friendly features like no ad trackers, stuff like that, privacy-friendly analytics. Customer support also didn't get back to us in time, but streaming seemed to be pretty decent. Overall, AtlasVPN is going to be last on the tier list as of right now, right behind ExpressVPN being at the end of B tier, just barely making into B tier. VPNs that are average, that do the bare minimum to be a product. And that's exactly, I think, what AtlasVPN is. It's really doing the bare minimum. It works, it connects, it can stream and download stuff, and the speeds are fine, but it doesn't have any of the features other VPNs have. Some of the pricing stuff is annoying. The privacy stuff is lacking as well. So they do have a lot of room for improvement, and I definitely think it's pretty overhyped from the people who do like it. If you see someone positively reviewing it, make sure that they are actually objectively reviewing it, not just shilling out an advertisement. Alright guys, if you want to see the VPNs I recommend, check out some of the S tier ones here on the tier list. Click on these links for discounts and click on the numbers for videos, and I'll see you again very soon.